What's going on, y'all? UFC Abu Dhabi this weekend. One of the most anticipated fights of the year, honestly, for me. We got Cory Sandhagen taking on Umar Nurmagomedov. Let's break down some of these fights on the main card. We're not going to look at all of them, just the ones I care about. If you want to see me break down Mackenzie Dern, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. Let's start with Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. This fight actually, honestly, really surprises me. Michael Chiesa at a minus 750 favorite is ridiculous. I don't think Michael Chiesa should be a minus 750 favorite against anybody on the planet, honestly. I know Tony Ferguson's riding a 7-fight losing streak, but this is Michael Chiesa. If you don't know Michael Chiesa, exactly my point. Tony Ferguson, of course, on a 7-fight losing streak, but to be fair, all the fighters that he's lost to, I would pick to beat Michael Chiesa, and not only beat Michael Chiesa, but finish him or dominate him. So I don't know if I can make myself pick Tony Ferguson. I really want to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick Tony Ferguson to win this fight. Y'all know how I feel about Tony Ferguson. I'm not even a Tony Ferguson fan at all. But Michael Chiesa, again, Michael Chiesa is not that good. He has not been very active recently. I know he is bigger, so he's probably going to try to wrestle. But one thing I've noticed watching Michael Chiesa fights is he gets submitted somewhat often, and the majority of the time he's getting submitted by a Darce choke, and that just so happens to be Tony Ferguson's go-to submission. But Michael Chiesa is going to be the bigger man. This fight's going to be happening at welterweight. He's probably just going to wrestle his way to a decision victory. Might even submit Tony. We know Tony's not going to tap. He's going to go to sleep if he gets stuck in a submission. So Michael Chiesa is probably going to win, but I would never bet on Michael Chiesa at minus 750 for anything. Now, this is not financial advice whatsoever, but Tony Ferguson plus 525 against Michael Chiesa. It sounds like I'm just hating on Michael Chiesa. That's not what I'm trying to do, but kind of. But it might be a play to go with a Tony Ferguson submission, something like that. I'm going to pick Tony Ferguson just for the sake of doing it. Michael Chiesa is probably going to win, but I'm going with the underdog and Tony Ferguson. You know, why not? All right, moving up the card, we've got Marlon Chito Vera versus Deiveson Figueiredo. This is actually an interesting matchup. We got number 4 versus number 6. I think Deiveson Figueiredo is going to grapple his way to a decision. Marlon Chito Vera obviously is always dangerous. He's a pretty good striker, but we know he's a slow starter. He does not throw a lot of volume, and I don't think that he's really going to be able to keep this fight standing. Deiveson Figueiredo is also a great striker, in my opinion. Very quick. He's got some power coming up from flyweight. He's bringing up the flyweight skill, the flyweight speed. He does carry some of that power up with him as well. I think Deiveson Figueiredo's entries on his takedowns are very clean. They're very fast. And we've seen Marlon Chito Vera get taken down time and time again. And he hasn't been the best at getting back up to his feet. But do I think Figgy finishes him on the ground? Probably not. Chito Vera's never been finished in the UFC, so I wouldn't want to go that route. I'm going to go with Figgy, though, to win on control time. I think he's going to have his way in this fight. I think he's going to win this one by decision. Chito Vera is still a good fighter, but I don't think he's elite, honestly. I don't think he's one of the best fighters in that division. I think anybody in the top 5 beats Chito Vera, even Deiveson Figueiredo, maybe a couple guys ranked below him. But I'm going with Figgy in this fight. I think he's the real deal. I think he's a former champion that people tend to forget about because he's in a new weight class. But I think Figueiredo is a very good fighter, very well-rounded. I think he's going to win this fight. All right, we're moving up the card to the new co-main event, Shar Bullet versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Another short notice fight. I don't know what happened with this. I thought Mikhail just had a broken arm or dislocated elbow or something just last month when he fought Kevin Holland. I know he got put in that arm bar. Apparently he's healthy, so we're going to be picking against him. Shar Bullet's going to win this fight. I think he's going to get a finish here, actually. Shar Bullet's very fast on the feet, very good kickboxer. Doesn't really use his hands a whole lot, really majority kicks. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk's actually the opposite, more of a boxing-heavy approach. I don't think he's really going to be able to get in close against Shar Bullet. I think Shar Bullet's going to maintain that range very well. I'm actually going to go with the hardcore pick here, bro. I think Shar Bullet's going to get the TKO, and I'm going to say TKO by a body kick. I know I'm probably doing too much, but that's my prediction. I think Shar Bullet's going to get him out of there. I'm going to go with the TKO. I think his kicks are just too nice or too fast. I don't think Mikhail Oleksiejczuk's going to try to wrestle. He's not really a good wrestler. I don't see that in his game plan. I think he's going to go in there, try to stand with this dude, get knocked out, and, get his bag. I think he's just there for the money. I don't think he really wants to win. I've heard some rumors about him saying something in some sort of comment section saying that he's just there to get paid. He's not going to win this fight. So definitely not picking him. We're going with Sharp Bullet to win by TKO. Moving into the main event, Cory Sandhagen versus cousin Umar. Cory Sandhagen, a plus 245 underdog. I'm going with Cory Sandhagen to win this fight. Now, do I think Umar Nurmagomedov is trash? No, not at all. I think he's the real deal. He's still very young. I think he's 28, 29, somewhere in that range. But he's fighting a Cory Sandhagen who's in his prime, who's fought the best of the best in that division. I think the jump up in competition is just too great for Umar. We've seen it happen before with other guys when they get rushed to a top contender. It does not always work out well. Umar is an exception because obviously he trains with Khabib's team. He's Khabib's cousin. I think he is very legit. He's already in the rankings. Has not fought a ranked contender. I'm pretty sure he has not fought a ranked contender yet. Definitely not anybody near Cory Sandhagen. I think this actually is going to be a fight of the year contender, but I think Cory Sandhagen is going to come out on top in a decision. I'm going to go 48-47. I think it's going to be a close fight. I know Cory has the 5-round experience. Umar does not. But I think Cory Sandhagen, if he gets taken down, which he most likely will, I think he'll be able to get back up on his feet. I think he'll be able to stay away from the submissions, not get finished on the ground. But one problem with Cory Sandhagen that I've noticed in his fights is he gives up his back way too much. And if you do that with a guy like Umar, you're going to get finished. We saw what happened with him and Aljamain Sterling. I know that fight was kind of a long time ago. But if you give up your back like that to a guy like a Nurmagomedov, he's choking you out. White tap, go sleep. But I think Cory Sandhagen is definitely the better striker. Umar actually is a pretty good striker on the feet as well. He's not just a wrestler like you might think because of the name. He's got some nasty kicks. I think Umar's going to be able to maintain the distance. He's a long striker for that division, long and rangy. I think he's going to have his way on the feet a little bit as long as he's not too worried about the takedown. But Cory Sandhagen has been saying he's got the key to beat the Dagestani guys, so I'm putting my trust in him. Cory Sandhagen, I think the experience is the main reason why I'm picking him in this fight. Again, I think it's going to be too big of a jump up in competition for Umar. I don't think this is going to be a fraud check whatsoever. I think it's going to be a really good fight, and I think Cory Sandhagen is going to win by decision. But that's going to do it for me. We're going with Cory, Shara Bullet, Davison Figueiredo, and I'm going to go risky. Michael Chiesa is probably going to win, but I'm going with Tony Ferguson to win this fight. But that's going to be it for me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you agree with, disagree with. Make sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and we out.